Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today on Tamper with a Plan. In this video, I'm going to be going through how I'm using each one of my Laurel Denise planners. Now, originally I was going to try to stay into 3 planners, a main planner, a wellness planner, and a project planner. But I have kind of switched that up since. So I do actually have one of every layout here other than the teacher planner. So we'll just go through one by one how I'm using it. This is the portrait planner and I got this in the restock. So it was out of stock for a little while and I almost didn't grab it, but I thought it would be kind of a fun planner to check out. And I also know that it's like pretty popular here on YouTube. In case you guys have it, I thought it'd be fun to be able to give you like some content to view on the planner that you like. Now at first I was doing my wellness in a vertical planner, but right now I'm doing my wellness in this portrait planner and I think it's actually going really well. So what I want to talk about is just like some of the tips that I have already, and I'm not an expert. I've only been in Laurel Denise planners really for 3 weeks and this planner for less. This planner I think I started last week, fully moving into it, and now we're on the week of July 20th through 26th, so we have one more week before I go into August. So a couple things. Let's put some of this stuff aside so we can kind of really talk about this. So this is the Kenwood cover and it came in a vertical planner and it's what I was originally using for my wellness. So I had, right now it's being used as a timeline. So if you don't look at this part, I had all my wellness like goals over here, like a stay in touch section, stretch. Over here I have self-care, workouts, a little reminder, go to bed earlier. And then on the monthly, I was writing the workouts, which was, I could write a lot smaller. It had plenty of room actually. And I did start making a frowny face if I didn't work out, but then I started seeing all these frowny faces on this side of the page. So I decided not to do that. But anyway, so originally, if I move this paper clip, I was using this as wellness these weeks. And then part of this week, then I switched up and practiced for this week now, 20th to 26th, because now I'm using it as a timeline planner, which I'm actually liking. So it's a timeline and cleaning items on the bottom and top, like day focus. So in my August setup, I will have this planner first in my planner, but I didn't want to go removing everything and switching everything around when I only have a week left in here. But one of my tips for these planners is, unless you're constantly flipping back to your other pages to track something or look at something, I just take this little paper clip and I clip it open to where I am, and then I can easily find my page. But also I still have my bookmark in here, which I use, but I don't have all these pages kind of like flipping around. And then I also paper clip this side to go directly to my habit trackers. So that's a little tip that I like, how I like it set up like that. Okay, but anyway, back to the topic is that this was started as my wellness planner up here. And you can see down here, it's changing into kind of my everything planner. So we're gonna close that for now. But you can see all these sections here, and back here I was gonna write like my weight and measurements. I never did that, which I'm kind of glad because I can still show you. We still have space to fill in all here. And I was thinking of maybe adding these extra sections because I still have a week and a half as cleaning things that I want done, even though I already have those written in what was my main planner and now is my YouTube channel planner. So I'm just switching things up because I wanted to make room for this portrait planner. But what I wanted to say is everything I had on this page here, and we'll kind of flip to it, does fit in this planner. Now I use smaller boxes, so look at my nice big stay in touch box. Now I did stay in touch here. My nice, well, stretch was already a small box. These self-care and workout, stretch, stay in touch. Okay, so all of these boxes with, this is just like a little note, get to bed earlier, I have over here, they all fit on the extra pages of the portrait. So it has plenty of room, and to make up for this spot over here, I still have all this back stuff that I haven't written anything in yet. So I still have all of this open. So we only have a week and a half left of the month. I'm still gonna try to fill some things out. And if you wanna see the decoration of this planner, it is on the channel. and then we'll set up August, and we'll get to originally put all of this stuff in August. Now for this, I thought of erasing it and adding like cleaning stuff, because this is a friction pen. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I might leave it to just kind of remind myself how it started. Okay, so that is the portrait planner. And I actually really like it. I was kind of surprised. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much because I really like having my planner like this. And you can't see the full month anymore. But it's really not that big of a deal to just open it back up or flip over if you need to see something on the other side. And when it's open and I'm writing in it, I really love having this all up here instead of just on one side. So I do like it. It's not my favorite planner of all the Laurel Denise planners, but it's actually a really great planner. So I'm glad I'm using this for my wellness, and I'm not gonna be changing that anytime soon. So my wellness planner. And that's the portrait planner. So now this is my multi-planner. It's my Frankenplan planner, and it has the project planner in here, and it has my academic planner in here. I wanted to show you one thing about the academic planner. This is my only academic planner that I have. The rest are the older planners that were on sale, and they were really like a great sale, especially if you use the discount code, which I have a link in my description, and my discount code is TAMBER10 if you want to use it. Then you get even another 10% off of the already sale planners. So I grabbed some sale planners, and I Frankenplanned. This was a January to December planner of 2025. Again, this is the Kenwood cover, which I really love. It's like dark academia, very pretty. So what I did is I removed January through June from this planner, which I didn't have to do because I could have added 12 pages to this planner without any problems. That's what the website says. You can add 12 pages to your planner. If you want to add more, you need to take out some of the back pages. But what I did is I took out everything up until June. I didn't purchase this until July. So all those pages are blank, and I have those safely stored in a box, a Laurel Denise box that it came with. Okay, so originally this was my first planner, and I'm still going to set up these pages. Every time I open this page, I'm like, why don't I have that set up? So I will do that. I kept the January tab from the original planner, the January 2025 to December 2025, because I wanted this page here. And I do still have this page because we still have some of the holidays here that I will need to reference. And this is just me doodling with the scalloped bookmark. So my first planner in here was originally my main planner. So now I have this paper clip that helps me see my section better. The striped flag was my main planner. Now it's my work planner. But here's my main planner. And what I first did was work over here, cleaning over here, personal here, and dinner over here, with, you know, what I wanted to do for work and what I wanted to do for clean. And actually this worked really well. I am a little sad to let go of this because having everything in one, you know, except I did take out my wellness and project in a separate planner, it was so great because I could see the whole list of work things that I wanted to do for the week and the whole list of clean things that I wanted to do for the week. This only works like this in a vertical line in the horizontal planner, which is funny. It's a horizontal planner, but you can only make a vertical line like this in the horizontal planner and see like what all you have to do for the week in cleaning. So I did it that way for 3 weeks, and then this week I started just my work planner. So now every section is a different YouTube channel that I have, and only one is monetized, not this one, but I've really only been working on this channel, so I'm hoping to get these back up and going. So the same thing I did, I paper clipped this here, but this time with my big paper clip because it's in the right line. And then I did paper clip the back to go straight to the habit trackers. Originally I was writing everything on here. The 4th of July, birthdays were over here, and so because this was my main planner. Now I decided, and I really like this. This is one reason I'm kind of glad I split it up. I don't know. I'm back and forth about it, but I can write what videos I want loaded, what days of the month. And I really like that. So that way I didn't get confused, because what I did is I had a bunch of videos that were edited, I had them all saved in my folder, and I was like, when am I gonna load them all? So I just made this little list of when everything is gonna be loaded. So I like that a lot. Right now it's just for my planner channel, but eventually I'll have room and I can do colored dots or whatever. Let's do some colored dots right now, hold on. I think I'm gonna do blue, maybe red, and maybe gray. I don't know how the red's gonna look. But what I could do, we'll do it on here in the middle. This isn't a dot marker, by the way. So I can just draw a dot here. That can be my first channel, the red. Actually, that's kind of pretty. That can be my second channel. And then the gray. That can be my third channel, and I can just have it right there and know which ones I'm loading on which days. So if it's a blue, I need to be in my Tamper with a Plan channel. If it's a red, I need to be in my home channel. And if it's a gray, I need to be in my workout channel. Super easy and fun. I like that a lot. So that's what it will eventually be, but probably in August, because there's a lot of prep I have to do to get everything ready to be able to start filming those other channels. Okay, so now work, only YouTube channels on this. But what I had over here was kind of my everything. So I have chores over here, I have work here, I have a master schedule, I have a no spend over here, things that I wanted to get done. So next month, this will only be work related stuff. But I left this because I don't really want to move it, I don't really want to rewrite it. And again, it shows me how I started in this planner. But for August, the horizontal layout will be all work related. And it will actually be the second planner in my Franken planner. Right now, it is the first planner in my Franken planner because it was my main planner. And the second planner, which was wellness, and now is my time blocking timeline planner. I know this is kind of confusing. This will be my first planner in my Franken planner because it has my timeline and it has my top 3 things I want to focus on. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. And then the third planner in here, this is my project planner, and it's really, I want it to help me focus and get things done. I have a ton that I'm going to do today and tomorrow, so I'm thinking these will be pretty busy and marked up, and then maybe some of these can be marked off. You never know, but I like having this in here, and I loved having it all in one. So that's why when I went to the portrait planner, I was a little sad because that's the second planner that I have to carry around, but it's okay. I'm actually liking it just fine. And that's just because the portrait planner is so cute. It's so well done. The one thing I am doing is I'm losing paper clips. I'm losing paper clips all the time, but I did find a paper clip that promises to stay put. It's called a butterfly paper clip. I will link it below. I haven't received it yet, so I don't know if it's gonna work, but I have really high hopes for it. And what I'm talking about, these square paper clips with the flags, they stay fine. But all my other little paper clips, I'll just be sitting somewhere and the paper clip will, like when I get up, will be under me. It just will fall off. Not usually from here. I think it's actually usually, see, it's from there. The one that just fell on the floor. So I just want, I thought of other things to use, but I really like paper clips because they're not very noticeable. I just like how it looks. So once I get those butterfly ones, I think it'll hold a lot better. But let's look at the project planner, and all I'm showing you right now is the front pages because this was an improvement made in the academic planner and it did not go unnoticed. I hope Laurel Denise knows these little changes that she makes, they do not go unnoticed. So this is the first beginning of the project planner, and all the January to December 2025 planners are the same. They have the name page here. They have this welcome to your planner, how, like before you begin, ideas on how to use your planner, and then they get into your, year at a glance type pages. So what you would need to do if you didn't want to pass these every time is like tape run these 2 pages together. And then you could go right in from your name page to year at a glance. Otherwise, I mean, it's not a huge deal, but you would have to tape run them together. But what I was originally wanting to do is to take out a page just to give me another space for a different page if I wanted to put an insert in. So now in the academic planner, look at this. You have first your welcome. Then you have second your how to use your planner. then you have your name page. So you can take this guy out and replace it with an insert, and it doesn't count as one of your 12 pages. So I'm really happy about that. But also, it's just not needed once you read through it. You don't have to leave it in here. You can take it out and just see your name page, and then your name page goes right in to your year at a glance, which the other side is in my Franken planner right now. But I made it really cute. It's super cute. Okay, so for August, I am thinking of using this cover. And then for September, it's my birthday month. I really want to go to this cover. And I'm just going to probably move pages. But I do want to show you one thing. I don't know how smiled upon this is, but I saw this on Chappy Plans. We'll talk about this horizontal planner real quickly. This is my horizontal planner, and it's my meal plan planner. And it has been working so well. The first day that I used it was Tuesday the 8th, and I put breakfast on the top line and dinner on the bottom line, and I thought that was a little confusing, hard to see. So now I do breakfast here, dinner here, day snack, night snack, etc. Breakfast, dinner, day snack, night snack, breakfast, dinner. Okay, so this is where we are now, and I really love it. I think meal planning like this has helped me stay so organized for meals. I always have everything that I need on hand, and I always know it's gonna be for breakfast and dinner, and I love, love, love it, because one of the things is coming up with something for breakfast. Like, I had to figure out what's for dinner again. I have to figure out what's for breakfast again. So now it's all right here. I don't have to figure it out. I do it one time on Sunday, and everything is there. So that's how I'm using this planner. And I wrote general breakfast, general evening snacks. This is like getting ahead for next week. I wanted to like pre-plan a little, so I put that in there. General dinners are in here. It's kind of like, you know, messy, but I really like it. I think it's super, super helpful. So that's how I'm using this as a meal planner. But because I am a planner girl, I am often getting like lotion handprints on this beautiful cover, even though I love this cover. It's so pretty. So what I wanted to do is change the cover, because this is a vertical planner. For a second, I was using this. I have too many bookmarks in here. For a second, I was using this as my kids' summer homeschool planner. So for 2 weeks, I did that. So we do really light. It's like a worksheet or a little PE. Some days were family days or outside days, so we didn't do as much. But reading, piano, stuff like that. So really light schedule for homeschool, but I just wanted to write down what I wanted them to do every day instead of like just coming up with something on the fly every day. So I kind of made it like a regular, you know, homeschool planner, just lighter. I didn't think this was going to work for later homeschool because it's just going to be more, right? But I thought I maybe could make it work with maybe some inserts and, you know, with everything that's all back here. Anyway, so what I ended up doing is moving to the pop-up planner for their homeschool, and I did it for this week, the 20th through the 26th, because I think that's going to work for the entire school year. So I'll show you that in a moment. But for right now, this one's not being used. I can't think of anything to use it for. I already have a timeline planner. I already have a work planner. I already have a wellness planner, and I already have a homeschool like family command center planner. So I couldn't think of anything to use this for. And I'm not really anxious to just add another planner just for the sake of adding a planner. But my point is, I want to use this cover for my meal plan planner. So I'm going to show you how to do this. I've talked about this in a couple videos, but I haven't done it yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put both of the covers of the cover that I'm taking off onto one side, and all of the pages on another side. So I got this idea from Chappy Plans. She uses a portrait planner. I think she used to use, what does she used to use? Horizontal, probably. So she did this with, I think, her horizontal planner. So I'm just opening these. Let's get in a little. I know it's hard to see with the green, but I'm opening those just a little. And see, they go back in between. See how they're in between the big ones? Just enough to get a cover off, right? And I'm going to have to do this with both planners. I'm sure this is not advised, but I did this before with a Happy Planner. It wasn't even as nice of a coil. This coil is so nice. It's got the antique coil. It's really pretty, and it's definitely sturdy. So you just slide one cover off, and like did you see that? You just turn it. You just like turn it in, and it pops off. Okay, so that is done. That was super easy. So I'm going to save this to put on my vertical. Now we're gonna do the same thing to this guy and take off this cover. So pages on one side, covers on the right, and just open a little. Now, I just finished filming a video, it won't be on yet, but it's talking about how buying the January 2025 to December 2025, so I just turn it. This one got caught a little, so I didn't have it open enough. Okay, so just turn it, pull it off. Look how easy that is. Turn it, pull it off. Okay, I'm gonna set these pages aside. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about this part for a second. What do we have? We have the front cover, and the back cover. So I think it's just, yep, like this. So you're gonna put the front cover folder down, and the back cover, you can tell by where her name is, folder up. Now if you have an older Laurel Denise planner and you're trying to do this, her name's on the front. So whichever one's your front cover, you do folder down. Whichever one's your back cover, you do folder up. Maybe I should do one at a time. It was gonna go on the top ones, but the bottom ones are not as open. Okay, and look, that just went right on. That was so easy. Okay, I got this. So I'm just pushing it kind of in between, hooking it on, and you can just drop it down. All right, so now we just have to push them back together. So just in between, in between, in between. Okay, I'm gonna do that all the way down. Ooh, that makes me so happy. Look at it. Yay, okay. Now my meal planner is this adorable print cover. And again, I did really like the green, but since I'm showing this every week, it's like wiping the lotion hands off. But also that's so cute. Okay, we're gonna do that again for the vertical now. Now, when I went on the website recently, the only cover left is this vertical. So remember, so this is the front cover, so I'm doing folder down, dropping it on. Back cover is folder up, dropping it on. Okay, get it back on. So the reason I wanted to try that is because when I do use the project planner cover, I'm not going to be able to use the project planner coil because the project planner coil is just slightly smaller. So I will have to take the cover off just like this, and then I'll have to put my Kenwood floral cover over the project planner and then just have them switched out. When I go to my pink September cover, which I think is what I'm going to use in September. Okay, and that's now the vertical. So now this guy, really pretty, and I mentioned, you know, if you're not using lotion multiple times a day because you're filming on camera with a planner channel, you won't have smudges like I've had on here. It just, normal hands, I have no problem touching it. It's just right after I put lotion and I'm about to film is when it gets the smears on there. All right. So when I need this cover, the coil is slightly smaller on the project planner, and I'm going to show you that. It's because it doesn't have all the middle inserts. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see. So I'll have to take the cover off and put it on. And those are at least what I think. I'm thinking this one for August, and I'm thinking this one for September, but we'll see. So that's how I'm using all of those. Now let's get to pop-up planner, because this one really surprised me with how much I liked it too. The pop-up and the portrait planner, I was pretty surprised, honestly. that's because for like a week and a half, I really just loved my horizontal planner so much. Okay, so for the portrait, again, it's an academic. So you have this page on front. Oh, and then you get a whole separate page for that. So what you have on the back here are 2 extra note pages if you want to use them. So you could flip them around and use them. And you guys have probably seen the flip throughs for this, year at a glance. And it's because they need everything to be in the front. But here's my July. And look, I have this whole planning page too. That's how I know it's gonna work for the full school year. I have all these pages in the front that have a backside that I could plan on. And then when it's popped up, I can just look back here and see. And I would have it the type like this way, you know, like I'm writing like this way. I'll just say hello. Okay, so I'll be writing that way. Can you guys see that? I don't know. For the project or for their homeschool stuff, all the subjects or whatever else I wanted to start tracking. I don't want to leave that on there. So it gives me plenty of front planner and lesson pages. And then every month, you also are going to have the back of your monthly. So here's July. You'll have the back of, like, I'll have the back of July for August to also plan in. But additionally, so I didn't have this week, but here I was practicing if I really wanted to fit a lot in there, like a lot of subjects. If they had a busy day, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subjects in one day, and I still had room for 7, I could write a little smaller if I needed to get 8 in there. So that's my practice page the first week of July. They don't start school until August 18th. So now I do have these extra pages just to make as list or notes. I wanted to show you this. I wasn't meaning to do this. I just want to cover this up so it doesn't confuse me. So this was not a weekly. I was going through the subjects. This is what I do is, I'm sure homeschool moms, we buy the books when they're on sale sometimes. And sometimes like a year ahead, like a Black Friday sale, right? So I had to go through and kind of see, and I still don't know if I have everything, but these are the subjects that I have content for to teach them for this year. So that is all right there. If I have a couple more, I can put them up here because I have this page that I decorated. And this is just a pre-plan for August. Now this is a week that I'm actually using, but remember, we are in summer school homeschool, so I've kept it really light. I put like a pre-plan here, like the things that I wanted to get done for the week up on this thing. And then I just listed, and again, I know that I can list a lot of items on there per day if I need to, but I just listed like 3 yesterday, 2 on Sunday, 3 little things today, you know, so pretty light days right now. And I listed it out for what they need to do, and then I popped it up on the bottom of the stairs on this shelf that we have. So as soon as they come downstairs, they can see this calendar. Also marked out to what day we're on so we can see. And then we have like things that I need them to do. Chat with mom, help with mom, things like mow day, but then mow day got moved to Thursdays. So now this is mow day, and they have trash day, and when they have to come down early, when they need to help mom, when dad's coming home, movie night. So everything that they kind of need to know for the month is on here, and I wrote really big for this month. For one, these first few weeks, I didn't even use the planner, so I was just kind of writing the examples. We started to use it last week, and we used it this week. And so they can see, for one, what day it is and what date, and then they can see for 2 if I need them to do anything. And again, I can write it smaller if I have a couple more things to add, like if we're doing something else. And then I have this plan page over here. I just kind of put like focus is fun, challenging lessons, not too stressful. Here are some things I want to get started by the end of the month. A lot of pre-planning pages. This little thing is what they're going to look at here. I marked it off so they knew which day to look at. And down here I also mark it off so they know what day to look at. Okay, and they can see what they have to do for the day for their mom and for homeschool. So I think it's going to work really well. I mean, you can already see it's cute. And then with my example, a lot can fit there if I need it. And they can even flip up this thing. So if, for example, if I have math lesson 1 because I'm thinking the first day, I could put the problems I wanted them to do, page numbers or whatever here if I wanted to, and they could flip it up and say Monday math pages are whatever, you know. So I think there's a lot of room to do planning. I was looking at the teacher planner very briefly I don't love that it doesn't have Saturday and Sunday. That's always been my thing about a teacher planner. Sometimes there's ways around it. Also, the monthly had a shared day for Saturday and Sunday. So I didn't, and it only had a Monday start. And I'm a Sunday start gal. I love how these columns line up so perfectly. So anyway, I do think this is going to be better for our family for homeschool. And then at the back also, you have the notes tab down here. You have the same thing as in all Laurel Denise planners. So I have other notes down here. Actually, there's a lot because what they did is they only printed on one side because you're going to be flipped up. So you do have this full side as a back side. So you have 4 full grid pages, and then you have 4 full dot grid pages. So that is a lot of planning space. Okay. So that's how I'm using the portrait planner. I think that is our last planner. So that is how everything's being used. They are all being used. And even though I really didn't want to use so many planners, I'm actually loving all of them. Like, I really am. Meal planner, wellness planner. I mean, I'm really loving them all. So whatever I thought at first, I was wrong. It could be simplified, but I do, like I said before, I do have a planner channel. So I am happy to share all these with you and share just like how fun they are. But of course, you guys definitely don't need this many planners. It's a little crazy. So here they are, all the planners. Again, I did say this was the only academic planner I purchased, but actually the portrait's academic and the pop-up is academic. So these are going to go through June of next year. And then the ones that were January to December 2025, I can just redate the Januaries if I want and then put them in the back of the planner and make them in my own academic planner by redating them. So that is what I have in mind right now, but we'll see what happens with the new release and how my budget is then. But that is it for this video. Let me know what you think about everything and how everything's being used. I would love to hear your thoughts, and let me know if you have any of these planners, which ones you're using, which ones you're interested in. If you have any questions, I am here to answer them. Thanks so much for joining me today on Tamper with a Plan. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.